we doing today, everybody? It is the professional trader, aka the funded trader, aka Usman Al Falabi. It is Sunday, October 1st, 4:17 p.m. And today's video is just going to be me talking about the Forex markets and how I see this week potentially going along and what I plan on doing, if these things do happen. And I'll also be updating my FTMO account for anybody who is following me on my journey on that. So just go ahead and get started. Before we take a look at the Forex markets, let's go ahead and take a look at Forex Factory. If we go from October 1st to October 7th, we see that um starting on Monday, we have red folder news coming out for the USD. On Tuesday, we have red folder news coming out for the USD. There's also some NZD news. On Wednesday, we have more red flag folder news. Sorry about that. Excuse me. On Thursday, we also have, more red news. On Friday, we have non-farm unemployment rates, and then we also have Canadian unemployment rates, right? So every day this week there's something red folder flag news related to the dollar coming out. So just something we need to be aware of when taking trades, right? So from a technical analysis standpoint, um looking at the dollar, nothing has really changed. But from a fundamental standpoint, just going to stay clear and just going to wait, for like Monday or Tuesday to happen, just see how these numbers come out and just see how the dollar starts to move. But if we look at the dollar from a weekly perspective, we see that last week we finally got the close above this resistance level all the way up here. So to me, that just says that, the dollar is still bullish until further notice. But if we close in on the weekly, we see that we have these two wicks, one over here, one over here. I'll go ahead and delete them, but we saw that price on the weekly chart came over here before immediately dropping, right? And then we see that the same thing happened over here, right? Price came up here and then immediately fell to the downside. So potential resistance up here on the DXY, but until these levels are hit, I'm still bullish. So if we go to the I mean not the DXY, if we go to the daily chart, we see that last week the DXY closed with this pin bar, right? So more just what's the word I'm looking for? More just confirmations potentially that this chart is not done going up and still has a lot more room to go up to the upside. So if I'm looking at something like this, I don't trade the DXY itself, but would be looking for this level to get hit right here, right? And like if I was trading it, stop loss would be like, right there. But I don't trade the DXY. So we'll take that knowledge and then we'll go ahead and look at some forex pairs. So take a look at something like gold. The dollar bullishness has been pushing gold to the downside, which is usually what happens when we see bullishness on the dollar. We usually see gold do the opposite. So ever since gold hit this resistance level up here on May 8th, we see that price has been steadily falling, right? And we see last week we got this clean break to the downside, right? At this once was support level, right? We saw that price cleanly broke. And to me, gold looks like it is going to continue to drop at least until we hit this level of support right here, right? 1804.81817. And if that level gets broken, to me, the next obvious level of support, we could say this level, but would be this 1674 to the 1614 level, right? So to me, gold looks like it is going to continue to not sell, at least is bearish until further notice, right? At least till we get to this level right here, right? but my mouse is kind of acting wonky. But right, but if I was looking to trade gold, that's how I'd be looking to trade gold. Stop loss would have to be like realistically above here. Not the worst risk to reward ratio, not the best. So for me, I'm just looking to see if I can get, a pullback maybe to this level here, something like that, right? Go ahead and pull out this tool. That's better. Maybe a smaller pullback to this level here, or maybe a higher pullback to this level here, right? And if we can get that, then I'd be looking to sell gold, right? So just want to see if we can get, pullbacks. Like I said, if we can get a pullback here, maybe, or if we can get a pullback here, maybe. So just looking for where I can possibly potentially get in on this trade, right? But no trade for me at the moment. Not a bad risk to reward, but just not the greatest risk to reward. So uh I like the setup to the sell side, but just want to see if we can get that pullback, right? So if we can get it, man, my mouse is sorry. Oh man. But yeah, but whatever. But yeah. Like I said, I like this pullback here. That pullback works, but I like this pullback more. If we can get that potential triple top, that I like more to potentially short this pair, right? So um bearish on gold, at least to this next level of support down here, but not ready to sell it just yet, potentially, right? But if we go back to the weekly chart, yes, gold is bearish at the moment, but if we kind of scroll out, we see that this thing is in a overall like uptrend, right? We see that we had this massive move, and now it's kind of just been, you know, doing this, right? So, you know, is it time for it to fall to the downside and fall back up here? Or, is it going to do another one of these things and then finally break up here? But, I don't know. But just something to be aware of, right? Yeah, yes, it is selling, but like the overall structure on the higher time frames, most definitely like not the most bearish. So, just something to be aware of. But uh take a look at AUD USD. We have this obvious level of support down here. Price made this low back on October 10th of 2022. And ever since then, we've kind of we had this pushback uh pushback up here, right? And then we saw that price fell, creating this now, resistance up here, right? And then after this pushback up here, we see that prices is, kind of been in this slow downward structure. So uh is this still bearish? Yes, it is still bearish, but we have not seen this low get broken, in more than 1 year. So, really looking for that move here, right? And then looking to potentially continue to short it from here. But looking at AUD USD, it's been slowly just creeping back down to this level of support here, right? And we see that at this current moment, it it's not it's not too like just not just too far, man. It's on my nose. Not like just too far from there, right? Uh sorry about that. Yeah, right. It's not just too far from that level of support down here, right? You saw that price got to about 162 pips away from it, right? So for me, looking at AUD USD, I'm looking at this I'm looking at this as a pair that is still potentially going to continue to sell like how it's been doing, at least till we get to this support level here, right? Can we get to this support level is really the question that we wanted to know. Or is it just going to kind of just range like how it's kind of just been ranging, right? So that's the question on AUD/USD. We saw that we had this big push to the upside, followed by it coming all the way back to the downside, looking like a pin bar. I think pin bar is the word, but just looking like something that wants to continue to sell, right? Big push up, followed by it coming all the way back down, right? Not being able to break this resistance level, right? That price has been just bouncing up, back and forth from. So, um, like I said, until we get to this level of support here, I'm still looking to, potentially short this pair, but do I want to short this pair like right now? Do I want to place a trade right here with my stop loss? You can put it right here, and then take profit potentially right here with a second take profit all the way down here. Um, no, not necessarily. I really don't. Just because I don't really just like I don't really like the setup at the moment. Yeah, we have this low. You could call it a low, but it really wasn't. Just that convincing. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. This level of support, not this level of support, this level of support. And it's like, yeah, we have this low here, but it wasn't that convincing, right? Like we can say this low here was lower than this, but it's the way that it pushed back up to me is not the most convincing that, sellers are really controlling this market at the moment. But if the week can start off and we get a pushback up here, and price is just never able to close above here, then maybe I'll be looking to short it, right? So if we can get that higher low, but uh, if we can't and price just continues to fall, then I'll be looking to short it from if we can get the break of this and a retest, then I'll be looking to short it to this support level here, right? But if that doesn't happen, price just continues to trend back up, and we get a break above this structure. If we can get that retest, then I'll be looking to take it to the next level of resistance or wherever that is. So um AUD/USD just going to be watching, just going to be on the sidelines at the moment. Just going to see how that price action continues to play out. Like I said, if we can get that higher low and if we can get price never to close above here, then I'll still like the trade to the sell side to the next level of support, which is down here. But if you get that break above, like I said, then you're looking to potentially buy this back up, right? And EURUSD is kind of the same thing. We take a look at the weekly chart. We see that price made this low all the way back down here, right? And ever since then, this was September 26, 2022, right? And ever since then, it's kind of just been retracing this move, right? So if we take our Fibonacci, this is a weekly Fibonacci from uh my mouse is just the worst right now. If you take our Fibonacci from here, right, you see that this overall downside move was retraced to the 618, right, perfectly before it started to fall right again. And then now we see it's at this 382 level, kind of just a little bit below the 382, but in that 382 region, right? So right now for EURUSD, the question is, are we going to break this level down here? Or are we going to bounce back up like how it bounced back up once, twice, and then, maybe a potential time? So, uh, even though I am bullish on the dollar from a technical analysis standpoint, I wouldn't just be selling this pair just yet, no matter how strong the dollar was. just because we see what has happened the previous times that prices came back here, right? But if we can get this break of this level, right, a clean break, then price has a lot of room, right? That now we have a lot of room that this to the downside, right? And now we have a lot of opportunity to continue to sell this pair, even though it's been selling for this long, right? This is about nine, almost 1,000 pips, literally. So, if that happens, then I'm looking to continue to sell this pair, like how I've been doing. But you see that price came to this support level, man. My mouse. See that price came to this support level and has bounced back up right pretty nicely, right? It has met this little resistance here, right? So, you know, is price going to keep falling from there, or are we going to see this are we going to see this be another high followed by another high? If that can happen, then I'd be looking to buy this to the next obvious level of resistance, which we could say was about right here. So, a lot of mini resistance levels if this does continue to buy back up. So buying this pair it would be kind of tricky. But if we start to see higher highs get formed, then I'd be looking to go the other way. But right now, just I'm not really looking to buy it, and I'm not really looking to sell it. Right, just have to see how things start to play out. So USD CAD, go ahead and take that off. Look at the weekly chart on USD CAD, right? You see for the past, you know, several weeks, USD CAD has been steadily pushing back up, right? We had this small retracement here for 2 weeks in a row, right? Followed by price pushing back up very heavily as last week ended, right? So price is not clearly in an uptrend, right? But just because we haven't made a higher high, I mean, we could call this a higher high, but price is not made just like a higher trending high, in a while. It's just kind of been ranging in this little just range it's been in, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But looking like it wants to head back up there potentially, right? But if we mark up these resistance levels, we can mark it up right here on the weekly, just something that we need to be cautious of. Price seems like that this is where it wants to head, right? It seems like it wants to head to this level of resistance up here, right? And last time that it got up here, we saw that it kind of broke above here, but not the most convincing, right? Fought, and then we saw that price immediately fell. So what's gonna happen when we get back up here, right? Are we gonna get a clean break? Are we gonna get a cleaner break to the upside this time? Followed by a nice retracement. And if that can happen, then I'd be looking to buy this pair. Or, are we going to get up here and are we going to fall? Again. And if that happens, can something like that happen? If the dollar, continues to be bullish, So for me at this point, as long as we don't close above here, the USD CAD looks pretty nice, right? To potentially buy it to this level of support here if it comes down here, or buy it to the next level of resistance here if we get a clean break and a retest of this area right here, right? So if this level doesn't get broken, I think we are still good to continue to buy this pair. But if we do get the break of this level here, then going to be looking to short this pair to this next level of support down there. So that's how I feel about USD CAD, right? Just have to see how this plays out, right? And if we take our fib from if we want to draw this, this long term fib, we could draw it from here even. See that? price is kind of rejecting this 50% level to the upside, right? So, or if you want to draw it from here, right? This 50% level right here was rejected. So, just a couple of Fibonacci levels that potentially price could be bouncing off of, right? So that's how I feel about USD CAD. USD not really not really watching it to trade. We saw that prices cleanly broke to the upside for the last several, probably a couple weeks, 2, 3 weeks now. Saw that price cleanly broke this resistance level here as well. It looks like it might be retesting it now. So USD CHF looking like a potential opportunity to potentially get in on the trade, but um I really just don't like it yet, just because it's buying from what was once a downtrend. So to me, I mean, we could call this the first break of a high right here, and now we can call this the second break of a high. So I mean, we can say that the buyers have most definitely stepped in at the moment, right? And we could be looking for this to potentially buy all the way back up here now, right? So just just want to see just want to see some more convincing price action. Let's say price comes here and is never able to close below here, and then we get like a double bottom, and maybe we'll be looking to buy this pair. But maybe as long as price doesn't break here, then I think the buy is still valid. And even if price does break here, then I don't think that the buy is invalid, but I think the next level to potentially buy it would be down here, right? And if this level got broken here as well, then to me that means the sellers must definitely still control this market, right? So price broke cleanly above this level of resistance, but price as quick as it broke is as quick as it fell. But this pin bar here to me does say a lot. It does say that it does look like the buys are ready to potentially continue to step in. So I just want to see what happens, right? Like I said, if we can get that, if price doesn't break below here and we can get a pullback here, then we'll be looking to potentially buy it, right? And then you know here, put stop loss here, and then we'll be looking to potentially buy this all the way up here. So uh, that's just that's just one opportunity, right? Don't know how it's gonna play out. We'll see how it's gonna play out. See how the dollar reacts and things like that. Looking at GBP USD, GBP USD. Look at it on the weekly. All right, you see that after this low that has been created here, we've been retracing this. We've been retracing this movement right here, right? You see that this movement has retraced, hit the 7x6 level, right, and is currently heading back down to this potential 50% level. And we see this 50% level area. Oh, my mouse is crazy. You see, we have a lot of action, right, in this area, right? So it's just something we need to be aware of on GBP USD. But uh, even though price did break this level right here, looking at it on the weekly, I don't like the sell as much as I liked it, last week, just because we have like all this noise right here, right? We see all these wicks in this area. So it'll be interesting to see how GBP USD just, reacts to these levels right here, right? I'm not really not like not don't want to sell this. I mean, don't want to buy this super bad right now. Don't want to sell this super bad right now. I feel, 50-50 on it, right? Can price catch some type of bounce from this area, continue to bounce back up, or can price continue to sell, break this level of support, and continue to trend back down, right? So just have to see how GBP USD plays out. Not really looking for anything personally at the moment on it. USD JPY, same thing. Just don't really need to go to the weekly. We see this is an obvious bullish chart. Just we got this retest here. Just not a good enough retest for me. So until USD JPY could potentially come back all the way down, just nothing here for me. GBP JPY. Look at the weekly chart, right? You see that it's been on this massive bullish, tick, right, for however long it's been, right? And then we see we had this one big push up, one big push down, right, followed by it coming all the way back up, right? But now we see that it's been stuck, kind of in this like range down here, right? We see we have all this noise down here, right? And prices is reacting to all that noise, right? So go to the daily chart and we see that price got down here and kind of started to buy back up, right? So is this where GBP JPY catches support and continues to bounce back up? Or, you know, are we going to see a break of this structure level right here, right? So, just kind of have to see how this is going to play out, right? Are we going to break this level here, or are we going to make that, that higher high, right? And if we can make this higher high here, then, I'll be looking to take this to, next levels of resistance, and things of that nature. But if we don't and we continue to trend down and we get this break, then I'll be looking at the next level of support, wherever that is. So I feel about GBP JPY. Just have to wait it out, right? And then we have not as much noise up here, right? We could say we have the double top up here. So if this if this did break, I would say that we have the possibility to you know go go for go for something like that, with a stop loss, wherever, somewhere like that. So that's potential setup, right, in the future, if we could get the break and then the retest and then something like that. So we just have to see, right, for GBP JPY. Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Look at it on the weekly chart. Kind of like the same thing, right? We see that we've been in this bullish uptrend, right? We even broke this level of resistance that was up here, right? But not long after making this high, we've kind of just been given a lot of it back, right? So is is the bullish train over, and are the bears, have they officially taken over this market? It's a little hard to say, right? Just because we have all this noise here, right? Price fell, and now price is at this level, right? So once what was one support can now be potentially resistance, right? And then we have all this noise here, right? All this noise down here. We just see all these wicks, right? So it's hard to sell this chart right now, right? Just because overall, from a technical analysis standpoint, the trend is still bullish. But you know, for me to buy this right now is hard because it seems like every time it hits some level of support, it breaks. And for me to sell this right now is just hard. So, uh, for me, I feel like, as long as this level right here is not broken, I feel like the buyers have potential to buy this market back up, right? And if that does get broken, then I feel like the next level of support is down here, right? But how do I buy this market? It's hard, right? Because we have this low, right? But let's say we start to see some moves like like this happen, like that. That's a ways away. So uh not really a trade for me on Euro AUD. I feel like the most obvious trade from a technical analysis standpoint would be price, heading back to this, at least to this wick where price went and rejected. I feel like price potentially would be going back here. That just looks like the most obvious destination. And from a technical analysis standpoint, price is trending down. So, I would trade, with that. So, you know, honestly, a pretty potentially ready trade if you were looking to short it with sorry about that. You know, we don't have any price rejections right now, but if we can get some price rejections on the 1 hour, and we can put our stop loss, technically like right here, and then take profit would be here. And not the worst trade, not really a trade I'd be looking to trade. Take it looks like it's possible though. It looks like that's what is potentially most likely gonna happen. But I would just want, price to potentially come back up here one more time, make another higher low, and then for me to, push it back down there or sell it back down there potentially. But if that doesn't happen, and then if we can get a break of this level here, followed by retest, then I'll be looking to take it to this support level down here, right? So uh your AUD looks like a setup that's potentially ready. Uh but it's not something that I'd be looking to take right now, right? But it doesn't look like a potential setup. So that's it for me. So that's everything I'm looking at. You saw that oil fell a little bit, which is we could say that's potentially why USD CAD pushed up the way it did last week, right before the market closed. You see that oil is right, kind of just at this level right here, right? You see that price has done a lot of just rejecting in this area, right? So is price gonna fall like how prices fell, how when it's came here, however many times it has came here, or are we going to get a break of the structure here? But if price does fall, something like USD CAD should start to continue to trend higher. So we just have to see, right? Uh, if we go to my FTMO account, um, we see that I've kind of just been started off kind of bad, gained it back, and then kind of just been in a steady like had this steady movement going on, had a small fall off, gained it kind of back, small fall off again, followed by last week when I had the good run on some of the trades that I took. But if we go to my FTMO account, we see that I am at 5.25%. So I have about 5 more percent right before I am there. So not looking to rush anything, not looking to pass it this week. Who knows when I'll pass it, but just going to continue to do things the right way, the proper way. This video is pretty long. Thank you to anybody who's watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to anybody who's liking, commenting, subscribing. Please continue to do so. Please continue to share. Please continue to just show some love. Let's have a good trading week this week, everybody. Yes, sir. As always, thank you guys. Thank God as well, right? Guys, have a great rest of the day.